Rich Baker from IDS, that's the Institute for Disability Studies. Been with them since 2003, trying to push this rope of accessibility at USM. Accessibility means that anybody who has any impairment whatsoever, whether visual, audio, learning impairment, would be able to access all of our products and instructional material appropriately and easily. So, like I said, I've been pushing this rope since about 2003. I discovered in 2004, 2005 that, oh my goodness, I was reading ADA Section 508 and discovered, oh my goodness, we've got to caption all these videos that are going online. And ever since that time, I mean, it's just been more and more and more and more videos. The problem is, it's not that easy, and there's really no silver bullet to make that happen. Here, we're going to talk about today in just a few minutes the best silver bullet that we've got. The silver bullet is a little bit tarnished, it's a little bit wobbly, but it is the best that we've got, the best technology that we have to offer right now. When I was active duty in the Air Force in the software development field, and I say I was in the field and I managed it because I wasn't any good at it, so I had to manage those who did it. But we had a saying that when a customer needed new software, we could make it, we could give it characteristics of cheap, fast, and good. You can have any two of those. You think about it, if you want it fast and good, it ain't going to be cheap. If you want it good and you want it cheap, it's probably not going to be very fast. And so you can go on and on with that scenario. They kind of follow the same rule here, that we want to make this as easy as possible for you, the instructors. In that line, it's not going to be that easy nor that fast, really. It could be going to be a little bit, no, it's going to be easy, but it's not going to be that fast, nor is it going to be that cheap. Unfortunately, we're looking at $159 per video hour. And we'll talk about a little bit later on a little bit cheaper way to do it, but this is the best option for somebody who wants to just give somebody the video and get back the captions. So that's what we're going to talk about a little bit more today. How did this start? Susie Hebert, do you know Susie Hebert at the Office of Disability Accommodations? She was heading up a committee of kind of a think tank of people from iTech and LEC and my office and her office, and we're all trying to think and put together a process that we would put together an office basically here where you as the instructor would give the video to the office and it would give you the video back and the captions and have everything done. You could put it on Blackboard and be over and be done. One thing that has led to another, and walls have been put up and different things have happened, and we don't have that office yet. So we're looking at that, we want that, we're begging for that to the university. It hasn't happened yet. They're interested, but it just simply hasn't happened yet. So what we're going to talk about specifically is the process that we've kind of laid out. And it is that once you get your video on your computer, you're going to send that video to Automatic Sync. Automatic Sync we've determined to be kind of the best option of several different companies out there, external companies that are available. They send you back the caption file. You as the instructor would send the video file and the caption file to Blackboard and you're done. It's about as easy as it can get at the moment. Now let's talk about the answer, of course, is do you have to caption videos for our online class? Of course, the answer is yes. The answer is always yes. And you may ask yourself why. Morally, certainly it's the right thing to do. But secondly, it's the legal thing to do because we as the university receive federal funds and of course state funds, but the most important part is federal funds. This is a federal law according to ADA Section 508. That's a section of 508 that deals with web-based stuff. Equivalent alternatives for any multimedia presentation shall be synchronized with the presentation. And that's kind of legalese speak for captioning of audio, of the audio portion, and any audio description of video information in multimedia presentations. So any video that goes online, it really needs to be captioned. Do I think that you're going to get pulled over by the cops as you drive home because you put a video online that's not captioned? Probably not, but it could leave us open later on for litigation from a student or somebody who notices that something's not captioned. Somebody's being left out, they didn't make the grade they expected. Hey, you didn't caption your video, we're wide open. Okay? So, that's kind of that issue. Many people will say, but I haven't got anybody in my class that I know of who has been identified as needing ADA accommodations. I haven't got a letter or anything like that. Section 508 makes no determination in that regard whatsoever. So if it goes online, it really, really needs to be captioned. Some people will say, but our Blackboard is an intranet. It's closed. We know who's on it. We got passwords. We're controlled. We know who's going to access that. It does say in 508, web-based intranet and internet information and applications. So we're kind of stuck in that regard. We need to caption. So what do we send up there to Blackboard? And how many instructors do we have? We got 4 instructors here. Everybody's sending video up. Has anybody captioned before? The techies in the back, of course. You basically, and this is a general rule, for closed captions, there's going to be a video file and there's going to be a caption file. And that looks like, depending on the format you use, it looks like I don't know, an HTML file or something. Usually you're not going to do that manually. There are tools for that. You're also going to need a video camera and a microphone. The reason I say a microphone is because if you have an audio, have you ever watched an audio and it doesn't have very good, have you ever watched a video and it doesn't have good audio? I mean, okay, it takes me about 30 seconds and I'm done. I read some from some professional producers and whatnot, and the story is if you don't have good audio, you don't have a video because you're failing to communicate properly what you're trying to communicate in emotion, instruction, information, whatever. If you don't have good audio, you're done. So get good audio. We're going to talk about the equipment specifically. The video camera, we're just keeping it cheap. All right, but yet this is a 720p HD camera. You don't have to buy this camera. These are general characteristics that could go as cheap as possible. You don't have to buy a $3,000 camera like in the back of the room. These things can go for as little as 55 bucks. I've got a number of them, and they're wonderful. They got a wide angle, so you want to shoot for a wide angle. You as an instructor, you want to be able to set that thing up, get it going on a table in front of you, and you get a wide shot of what you're talking about for the whole front of the room almost. You want to have a mic input. Not all of these cameras have mic inputs. The Creative Vado 2nd generation does not have a mic input. 3rd generation does. That's why I like it. With the 720p HD video, which is fairly good, high quality video, you can shoot for about 2 hours. It's very efficient, .mp4 format. It charges using the USB cord, and no, I don't get any money if you buy one. So why the price range? It's the color. I don't know why, but for some reason the color, hey Sherry, the color makes a difference between white and black and red and pink, whatever it is. But if you don't mind pink, go ahead and get your $55 camera for the situation. Audio. Here's where kind of your expense comes in. I've purchased a few of the wireless systems, a few wireless lavaliers. And it seems like really with these, your money's where your mouth is. You get what you pay for. You might want to talk to the guys in the back. They probably know more about audio than I do. This seemed to be a pretty good system that I lay out there. You've got on the PowerPoint about $448. So there's where your money's going to flow in, is getting your audio. But again, if you don't have good audio, you don't have a video. That's what it's going to look like. the camera gets hooked up to the computer, and it's going to automatically install. Your video is going to be stored in a folder on the computer under the DCIM directory. And again, this is just one camera, but I find that it's been very efficient. That's what your what your video is going to look like. It's going to start with an IMAG. That doesn't really matter a whole lot. Now, we're going to automatic sync. Automatic sync has kind of won my heart, I guess, because we compared it with several other of the external vendors. And automatic sync provided things on time. It was accurate. The price was best in the area for the criteria. $159 an hour sounds like a lot, but you have to consider the long pole in the tent is transcription. And they say it takes about between 6 and 10 hours to transcribe 1 hour of video. So you think about paying somebody to sit there and listen with earphones and tap away at a keyboard for probably 6 to 10 hours just to transcribe 1 hour of video. That's fairly labor intensive. And so by the end of it, by the time you marry those things up, the video and the caption file, they send it back and it's all in the right format, $159 an hour, maybe not too bad. So I get my, you log on, you get your account sent to you, your account credentials, you log in your password, and you log into automatic sync. Here's what it looks like. You want to put in your description. Click on the tab that says, if you can't read it, I need the program transcribed as a part of a transcription and captioning bundle. And then down on the bottom, you drill down using the browse button to your actual video file on your computer. Don't forget to click on the Advanced tab. And that's going to give you the options for the types of caption file that you're going to get back. If you're using a WMV file, you want a .smi file back. If you're using a flash file, it'll be another file. If you're using something going up to YouTube, you want a .srt. So there are probably 100 different types of caption files. Make sure that whatever type of video you're taking, it's going to match that you're going to use and take up to Blackboard. It's going to match that video file. And so there you have a bunch of options. I happen to, for this test, I used 5 different types of files just to see what they'd come back with. Be sure and click on the save the above settings as default. That way you don't have to mess with it again. And then we go over to the caption appearance. For online video captioning, you want to look at about 32 characters per line and 2 lines per caption. And then you sit and wait for 2 or 3 days. Okay.
Is that Photoshop, or is that for real?
You know what? I actually found that on Google. So yeah, I'll give them props for that. I thought it was cute. So finally, after 2 or 3 days, the email comes back from Automatic Sync with all the different caption files. They don't send you your video back because that would just waste internet time, waste your broadband. So these little files are 2 kilobytes, 3 kilobytes a piece. They're not very big at all. But that is your caption file. Log on to Blackboard, and you go into your build content, click on the video, name the video that you're going to be uploading, browse in your computer down to where on your computer the video is stored, select it, open, and we're going kind of quick. If anybody has any questions, holler at me. And then notice that it says include transcript right here. Now this wasn't in the last Blackboard. They weren't able to do the captioning files in Blackboard in the previous version. So thank goodness we're here in the 20th century, 21st century, 21st. So we browse to find our caption file that they just sent us, select it, and don't forget to click submit. And there's pretty much what it's going to look like on your Blackboard page. So now we have the capability within Blackboard to do this. Again, it's $159 per video hour. So who's going to pay for that? Well, it depends on your department, and that's kind of where we're stuck. So what happened? You got the video to your computer, send it to automatic sync, they sent back the caption file, and then you send it to Blackboard. And that's what we're talking about, closed captioning. So there are other methods. Is anybody interested in a cheaper method? Oh, okay, yeah. If it's too expensive, you're going to be left with a little bit of work, and so you've got to transcribe the video. You got to transcribe the video, and who are you going to have to do that? Well, maybe a student. Do you trust the student? How accurate is the transcription going to be? How long is it going to take them? You know, all these questions have to come into play. At that point, you want to upload it to YouTube. This is going to be your free, cheap, and easy part. Upload the video to YouTube. Then you upload your transcript file in .txt format, and you tell YouTube to marry the two. And it will actually do, through voice recognition and patterns, it will take your text file, just a block text file, and turn those into timed captions for you on YouTube. Now later on, you can download that .srt file, use it for other things or whatever, but YouTube does a great service in this. Leave it on YouTube and link it to Blackboard, that's up to you, but or pull it back down. So that's a good option. That really is a good option, but again, it's not perfect and you're going to be working for it. Yeah, I looked at these different companies along with a few others that were way more expensive. Caption Colorado, $185 an hour. CPC Web, $435. I double checked that. I was like, are you sure $435 an hour? DocSoft came here and did a demonstration. I just flat out was not impressed with what they were trying to push. So wasn't impressed with the company. Aegis Global, $195, and you can see web captioning from Australia. If you're going to do a PO, we're limited here at USM. We have to justify going outside the country to do a PO with another country. You had a question? Oh, okay. So, you know, a lot of time has been spent on this. I think probably more will be spent on it. Our desire was to have a university captioning office here, again, where you could just give the video and you get captions back and it would all be free. But we don't live in that world. That's just all there is to it. We're not there yet. Hopefully someday, and with your push to the administration, and they know it's important, but I think some other things have come upon their plate recently, so it kind of fell off their plate of recent. But you have any questions for me? Yes, sir.
Yeah, for some departments like ours, money could be an issue.
Yeah.
To make these videos and uploading. Other lecturer I attended is using YouTube. Like you can have a smartphone.
Dr. Davies?
Video
Right. Right.
So what's the...
Sure. If you're using that, and this is probably a good rule of thumb, 508 says any video on there has to be captioned. But then we got to throw some logic into that too. If you put something up there for kind of for fun or something like that, you know, why spend the money on it? But if you're going to put something up there that somebody depends on a grade for, I would highly recommend captioning it. Because again, if somebody gets a B when they were expecting an A, and they can come back and say, well, if you would have captioned this video, I would have caught that, you know, in that regard. Now, once you throw something like Dr. Davies, it was a good demonstration. When he put the video up online, if he could have spent a little bit more time on it, he could have captioned it. You know, he already put it on YouTube, so he could have captioned it, sent up the text, or watched it, typed out the text, sent the text up, and it would have married those things. It would have captioned it for him automatically. So YouTube
Smartphone will work in place of the video.
Well, the smartphone made the video.
Right.
Now, I don't know if the smartphone, any smartphone has a capable, yeah, sure. I mean, if you can type that fast, it would be hard, I think, but doable. If you had a keyboard, it'd be easier, I guess. Now, YouTube does have the capability to listen on its own and try to caption for you. Again, I wouldn't want to take the test on that capability. If I was in a class and the professor had done that, trust me, it's going to say some funny things. It's going to be awful. But it does offer that capability, and it says out there beta. So I mean, you know, it's not, the speech recognition is not there yet, and a short video is not a problem. A short video is typically not a problem. You're just talking about very tedious when you're talking about 30, 40 minutes. That's another thing too. Dr. Davies mentioned that you're limited to 15 minutes on YouTube. I've discovered recently that if you, even with a new account, if you start feeding that YouTube account, deleting and adding videos, and you have it for a month or two, and you don't break any rules, like using somebody else's audio or music, anything like that, they'll upgrade you to unlimited video length. Yeah, so keep pushing that envelope, and then eventually, in about a month or two after you use it actively, they'll let you go. It is online now. I'm using a program called Prezi that my good friend Michael told me about. That you can actually, as a instructor, faculty staff at USM, you can get this free account from Prezi, which is kind of cool. Twist and turn things, and move in different paths. Prezi, P-R-E-Z-I. So, but yeah, I'll put this. In fact, if you want to write down the URL, I'll keep this online. It's usm.edu/IDS/access for all. That's all one word. /USM Caption, all one word, usmcaption.php. Yeah, that's fine. IDS/access for all. Can you see the top up there? Not very well. Access for all /usmcaption.php. So I'll leave it up there for a while. If you add a 2 at the end of that, right before the PHP anyway, that'll show you what we were going for at with the committee. That's another Prezi demonstration for our desired UCO, but that failed, crashed, and burned. Unfortunately, yes, ma'am. Faculty, staff. Now you'll have to send a picture of yourself to Prezi on your knees begging for a free account, but they complied and they've been very nice. So, anything else? Give me a call if you get into a situation. Let me know what problems you got. WIMBA lectures, WIMBA has done a very good job with their instructions on how to fix that problem, because it is definitely an online video. And they've got a book, if you download it, it's about that thick, instructions on how to hire another company and get that company to feed into WIMBA in a live manner. But again, you're talking $159 per video hour. I'm going to leave that up to your moral prowess to decide how to do that. We're in a state of wild west in this www. This web world, and we're trying to be compliant, and we're trying to make sure everybody has access and all of that. So I would say absolutely do your best. Probably someday we'll put it back on the student, add tuition cost and that type of thing, but that's not my world. That we don't have. And that's, I'm just telling you the law. I'm so sorry. I would say do your best with it. I want to be able to stand before Congress and say, look, we've done our best and here's the path we took, and, you know, answer honestly. So, what else? Going once, going twice. Call me if you have questions, and we'll step down that road. All right, thanks for coming. Thanks for the big crowd here today. So.